fate decides, a troll must bow, Chieftain Narjak Firstborn told his cub. Akrog must carry the tribe now. Narjak has spoken. Slowly, Akrog looked up from the bloody mud. Akrog cannot. He is not ready. Narjak's gaze was like fog. Take care of them, cub. Them and him. Both. Shield the tribe, and shield Noag. Those were Chieftain Narjak's last words to his cub Akrog after a ballista bolt from the Tusk Hunters pierced right through his chest. Fabled warrior, leader of the Moonkin Trolls, last of the mythical Firstborn, killed by elven poachers. It was not only Narjak's heart the bolt impaled that day, but also that of the Moonkin tribe, weakened by the terrible blood-rot plague and decimated by the hunters. They had long been struggling for survival. With their mighty chieftain gone, the last ray of hope still shining was Noag, Akrog's younger sibling who had inherited Narjak's legendary power. The chieftain's wish for Akrog to succeed him surprised many kin, but it surprised Akrog most of all. True, he was a strong and honorable warrior, but far from the Moonkin's best. All he had was the peculiar gift to hear the voices of the dead, and an iron will to do right by his sire's last words. Was he ready for this? He could not say. Yet when the tribe demands, a troll must bow. And so Akrog found himself giving his first command as a chieftain to be. The Moonkin would travel to Mugwa's cradle, a shrine guarded by the Bonekin Trolls, to perform the Devouring, the sacred ritual where the new chieftain consumed the old chieftain's heart to take up his role. This story begins the day the Bruised tribe arrived at the cradle, where Akrog, joined by his mentor Grunwar and his trusted one Saska, ventured out to find a holy plant for the ritual, Mugwar's Tear. Little did Akrog know that the true trial of the Moonkin Trolls had just begun. No matter what the trolls may think of Chieftain Akrog, trust not the foul tusks who say he had everything given to him on a moon silver platter. All because his sire was chieftain before him. Oh no, little cubs. The hunger, the blood rot, the hunters. The Moonkin had become but a shadow, and in the span of a day, it became Akrog's calling to lead them back to Mugwa's light. The day he and his two companions went out to prepare Narjak's last rites would be but the beginning of his troubles.
Are these the ones?
Magwa's tears, the sacred plants, blessed by the goddess herself.
Pity she always cries in hard-to-reach places. It was a rotten pain to get here.
One blew Makrog to embalm the chieftain's corpse for the devouring. Harm not the others.
All right.
And it is done. The bloom has been plucked.
Back to the cradle, then? Before the big little oaf Noag goes mad with worry, thinking they tumbled off a cliff.
Let them march back. They have lost too much time already.
Wait, before they leave, Grangwa has an unusual wish. He would like to pluck a bloom for himself.
What for? The devouring?
No, it is... The Moonkin have been running for so long, Chieftain. Grangwa dreams that one day they will find a true home somewhere. A tribe camp to last, so to speak.
Fine. Grangwa can pick it.
Grangwa thanks the chieftain. He...
There, old fur. His precious little bloom.
Zaska should not have done that. The blooms are sacred.
Well, Zaska just did, and he still stands here, looking as good as ever. Now, how about they leave this place?
Fine. Back to the cradle, then.
Can a troll not rest for a moment? This way?
Madman's plan from the start.
What?
Is trusted one all right?
He is.
Grangwa, take a closer
And
look.
it is open. Strange.
Maybe Zarama could learn a thing or two from these ruins.
Brittle bone craftsmanship never brings anything good.
Ready for action. Let Zaska get him.
It is like the other one, but the stick is missing.
Let them look around then. Maybe they can mend it somehow.
Is this?
That should work.
What is this?
This
What is
looks
that?
interesting.
Can Zaska help?
Easy.
He is going.
Going now.
Time to move on.
Interesting. Probably. Let Zaska get a proper look.
Let Akrog see. What is this?
Let Grangwa take a closer look.
What is that?
Bugs, look out! Why must they plague the Moonkin?
For the Moon Kid!
Dead.
Attack Roxy.
What on Urgath is this?
Zazka is listening.
That way. In that direction. What is this?
Let Grungwa take a closer. The Moonkin cannot go through here.
True. But there is a hex stone. If they can kindle the...
There they are. Trusted one, Nurbok One Eye. What is he doing here?
Looking for them. The fat bonekin chieftain was getting worried.
The tears were harder to find than they thought.
Cub Akrog, Nurbok will tell him one more time. The Moonkin should break off the devouring and move on. If they stay in this clearing for too long, the hunters will come for them.
Nurbok, they talked about this. The chieftain must be devoured, so Magwa can pass on his power to the chosen chieftain. Narjok would want...
What Narjok would want is for the tribe to survive. But Nurbok has said his piece. It is clear the tribe would rather listen to a fresh tusk cobbling who hears voices in the wind.
Is Nurbok dumb?
He is. Make no mistake. Nurbok treasured Narjak like he treasures Grungwar. But Narjak was a great chieftain because he put others first. Surely Akrog knows that, after what his sire did for Nurbok and Akrog both.
Akrog knows, Nurbok. But what honor have the trolls left if they let these rotten brittle bones crush even their most sacred traditions? Now, can Nurbok kindle the Hexstone?
He can. Oh, and Zaska Smalltusk?
What?
Nurbok knows the Smalltusk has been scheming. He will keep an eye on him.
Then how will he see where he is going?
What was Nurbok talking about? About Zazka scheming?
Scheming makes it sound very bad. He will tell Trusted One Akrog after the devouring.
Kin should not have secrets from each other, Zaska.
And Grungwar would know all about that, no? Moving on.
At his service.
Let Zazka get a proper look. Head towards certain doom. Sure, why not?
What is Agrog waiting for? They need to bring the tears to the Bonekin.
That bear. Nurbok crushed it?
Nurbok crushed it, but it was already hurt when he came here.
Maybe a Bonekin hunter killed it then.
Or a brittle bone.
Anuk's eyes have scouted the jungle. They say there is no one in sight, neither Brittlebone nor Greenskin.
True. Well, it will be a good meal for the ill and wounded. Nurbok will take it back to the tribe.
A wise idea. Best ask Crumb who needs it most.
Why would Nurbok accuse Zazka of scheming?
Ask him himself. The small tusk is standing right there.
And he was about to say the same thing. Akrog, Zazka will tell him after the devouring. Now is not the time.
Fine. Akrog will leave now. Will Nurbok join the devouring?
He will. But there is something else he has to look into first.
Sharp tusks and thick hide, then.
He is on his way.
Pretty.
The blood for the
Let him at them!
Magua, help her sons.
Great! More problems to smash!
Grunwa will go there.
Something about this jungle always makes Akrog's hide crawl.
The blood drop in the cradle. It is full of Magua's power, making life and plants flourish all around it.
By the holy hide, if it is not chosen chieftain Akrog Big Eye, Cabrax was about to ask the bones if something happened to them. Chieftain Cabrax, Magua prays. It is true, finding the tears was harder than they thought. The Brittlebone ruin was swarming with bugs. Good for the tears, bad for the many Brittlebone treasure hunters who search them. Ha! Come, show him. Ah, good. Very good. Mugwa will be pleased. Now all they need is a tooth.
A sacred pierce stick. The Bonekin have none of their own.
Oh, of course they do. But the Moonkin will need to shape their own for their sacrifice. How can they shape a tooth? Grungwar said it. It is a sacred weapon. Just like how the Moonkin shape their other weapons. All Akrog must do is find a hexed Brittlebone weapon, scrap it, then have the Moonkin Master Scrapper use the parts to shape the tooth. Where can they find a hexed Brittlebone weapon, though? Oh, there are many places in this jungle. But Cabrax believes he heard the Moonkin's Master Scrapper, Zaramuk, speak of a Brittlebone hideout up north. His name is Zeramak. But good, Akrog will speak to him. Oh, and Chieftain Cabrax. Akrog is not chieftain yet, but he still thanks Cabrax in the name of the tribe. He knows many Bonekin wanted not the Moonkin so close to their shrine, with the hunters and the blood rot. Cabrax took a risk helping them, and Akrog will not forget it. Look at that! The cub has his sire's silver tongue. No, Akrog means it. Only the Bonekin can do the devouring. If not for Cabrax, Narjak would never find his way into the moonlit river, and Akrog could never be blessed with Narjak's strength. True. But Narjak was not only a great chieftain, but also the last firstborn troll. To give him his last rites is a great honor. And as for the fool tusks afraid of catching the blood rot, what they need most is a fat fist to the face. They should know the rot cannot be passed from one troll to another, and be glad the Bonekin were mostly spared. Now off with Akrog. That tooth will not shape itself. So be it. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Chieftain Cabrax. All right. To the tribe camp.
They should look for Noag, too. Let them hope he has done nothing silly.
They will.
On his way.
He will lead the way.
Moving on.
Let Akrog see. What is it that Warrior Narg needs?
Well, he feel foolish to ask.
Just speak.
Well, Tamer Julog, he say anything about Nog?
Like what?
Well, there is no good way to say it. Talag, Julog's trusted one. Nog there when hunters kill him.
Talag. Akrog remembers. That was many moons ago, was it not?
It is true, but Nog still remembers all too clearly. Talag fight like a true warrior, and Nog by his side. But then the hunters get too many, and Nog gets scared and run. He even hear Talag scream as the hunter untusk him and... Well, no matter. Nog want to ask Akrog if Julog would forgive him if he apologized for leaving Talag. Akrog has the gift of spirits, so he can know thoughts of the tribe, no?
Akrog cannot read thoughts.
No? But he is blessed by Mugwa, and
All the Gift of Spirits does is make him sleep badly and hear voices in the wind. And even if the gift would allow Akrog to read thoughts, he would not do it. A troll's thoughts are his own. Narg should just tell Julog he is sorry after the devouring. Let Julog decide whether to forgive him or not.
Nargsi. Akrog is right. He must ask and hope for the best. Sometimes that is do.
Narg speaks true. Now sharp tusks and thick hide. Akrog must prepare the devouring.
Sharp tusks and thick hide. This looks interesting.
What? Oh, chosen chieftain Elder Grafer. Mugwa prays.
Mugwa praise.
Hello to Julog too.
Are the beaks well?
Well, most are, but Zekiel and Urak starve. Crumb gave them some herbs against hunger, but they are still restless. How goes the devouring? The sooner the Moonkin can move on, the better.
They are still preparing it. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Julog.
Sharp tusks and thick hide.
Let Grungwa take a... Ah, chieftain back! Good. What he need?
The Moonkin need to craft a tooth. Can Zeramak help with that?
Tooth? For eating?
No. The holy weapon for the devouring. They have the pointy end, they just need a brittle bone pierce stick with hex power. Kabrak said the scrappers found a brittle bone hideout up north.
Ah, the cave, true. It locked, but the scrappers find shiny metal to open it. Here, how it called? A key. The scrappers went in already? Not yet, because there are Erics and other creatures. But Chieftain and Grungwar strong. They can squish them. Maybe they take Little Moonblood too? He's so strong.
Maybe. Speaking of Little Blood, has Zeramak seen him?
Bit ago he have, but not now. Maybe he sleep in shelter?
Akrog will look. Either way, they will be back with the brittle bone pierce stick. Zeramak should stay ready.
He will. Oh, and Slig? Best ask now.
The chosen chieftain might be able to help Slig, if he has time. Just come and talk to him when he can.
Akrog needs Zeramak to shape something. To crush things.
What he need?
All right. Zeramak said the cave is to the north. And let them keep an eye out for Little Blood.
Trusted one gets
promises
used to
never
the
to
chieftain
insult
speak quite
Prezek
quickly.
again. As he should.
Maybe just once a moon.